Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is MK the Beast. Back with another video, movie review. Probably a long wait for this one. My friend was wanting me to do this. It's on the movie Nudist. What the fuck? Nudist Colony of the Dead. Um, this movie's jokes. I'm hella weak that he forced me to watch this movie. Super old school. Definitely reminiscent of some old Dawn of the Dead type stuff, mixed in with Evil Dead, like old school original Evil Dead. So it was fun watching the film, taking it back to that super nitty gritty, film setting type stuff. But the gist of the story, or the yeah, what was going on in this movie was had a lot to do with pretty much it was a nudist colony, pretty hippie nudist colony versus a Christian organization or group who did not want them partying, did not want them living their free spirited life on grounds that I guess were halfway connected to them. So they voted to kick them out of their colony. And the nudists, instead of taking that on the chin, they was like, fuck that, and they drunk the Kool-Aid, passed all the way out like but and they came back from the dead to pretty much haunt the campgrounds, like they was on some Jason shit. I almost feel like this movie was possibly the inspiration for Jason and every other damn movie that spawned in the like the 70s and early 80s that had to do with camp horror, camp sleepaway, Friday the 13th. So many camp movies, it's ridiculous. I'm probably missing out on a whole bunch of other ones, but uh, this movie was mad jokes. The characters, it was almost comical. Uh, it had the ugliest cast of people I've ever seen. I don't know who was in it. It was directed by Mark Pirro, written and directed by Mark Pirro. Ugliest cast I've ever seen. Someone's getting called Mrs. Drupal. For real, for real. Someone's getting called Miss Drupal. Miss Drupal was like the leader. She looked like a fucking like a what do you call it? A putty caked witch one time with the saggiest titties I've ever seen on earth. Of course they were not real. Like I said, this movie was jokes. Her titties were fucking sagging. Shit is hilarious. Nudist. Mrs. Drupal. Fuck. Um, the movie was alright. Like I said, it reminded me of Jason. Campers, after the nudists died and killed themselves, campers would come try to hang out, and the nudists would come back and, eat their ass one time while laughing and giggling. It had a lot of memorable stuff. Like if I watched this movie back in the day, like lines and stuff like that, I'm gonna have to rewatch it just to burn some of that stuff in my head. Uh, I want to say it's a classic, but it's probably one of those super bad classics that no one will ever remember. Yeah, but yeah, that's my review on it. Those are my thoughts. I can't recommend seeing it because it's certain taste for sure, for sure, for sure. But catch me on the next review.